Hey, my name is Alan from Al's Basketball Training, and today I'm going to talk to you about Achilles tendon strengthening exercises. So we've all seen a lot of really good players go down with Achilles injuries, Kevin Durant being one of the biggest names to have the injury lately. And one of the best players that I've ever played against also had an Achilles tendon tear as well, and it's just not a pretty thing to have happen to you. So what are some things that we can do as players to be able to strengthen one of the weakest points in our body, that being the tendons, ligaments, things like that, ACLs, MCLs? They're all going to be extremely weak in most players. What can we do to at least strengthen the Achilles? Well, first off is to get a small little step. Now, this is a bit higher than what you could use. This is just the lowest step that I personally have, and you'll probably see a million of these at the gym if you go to a workout location. So what you want to basically do is to go up on your toes. You're going to start with using both feet. Now, this is more on the middle side. There is a weaker side that I will get to as well. If you've just recently maybe had an ACL or an Achilles tear or something like that, you wouldn't want to start with this. You want to start a lot weaker. You want to start basically from scratch, but this is for people who are just trying to protect against it. So first, what we're going to have is basically the balls of our feet right on the edge of the stair. And then if you want, you can start next to a building or at least a wall so you can hold on to it. And then you want to go down slowly and back up. Go down slowly and then back up. And for most people, that can be difficult. If it's too easy for you, then you want to go with one leg at a time. You can again use a wall for stability so you don't fall side to side. Now, really, you shouldn't have to use a wall. However, if you're just doing this for maybe the first time in 10 years like I am right now, then you're going to want to use the wall. And what you want to do is to use just one foot. If you get all the way down, that's okay, but you want to get almost all the way down and then back up. And that is going to be strengthening not just your calf, but also that Achilles tendon as well. However, as a basketball player, we're not just standing in one spot and jumping, for example, or one spot and maybe going up on our toes. We are doing explosive movements, and we really want to translate that into our workouts. We don't just want to sit there, for example, and just do barbell curls as an example. That's not really going to do much for you as a basketball player. You have to move like if you would on a basketball court for your workouts. So to strengthen the Achilles for basketball players, you want to get up on your toes, preferably on grass. And what you would do is get up on your toes and just do hops, small hops, and then build yourself higher. And what you want to do here is to have your knees slightly bent. You never want to jump with a straight leg. That's not going to do anything for you, and you're also risking injury when you land back down. So you always want to land slightly bent. You want to have the springs. You want to really cushion yourself coming back down. And what you want to do is just be up on your toes and small hops. And then eventually you want to get higher and higher and higher with your jumps. And you would do this for 30 seconds, 45 seconds, rest for about a minute, and then do that again. You want to go through 2 or 3 sets of 30 seconds. You also want to be able to do this on one leg as well. So up on your toes and quick hops, that's really going to strengthen that Achilles, your calf, and it's really going to incorporate what you would be doing in game anyways into your workout. And that's what you really want to do. I also want to challenge you to a little bit of a workout as well. So over the next 60 days, so 2 months, what I want you to do is for at least a couple of minutes each day to walk around your house or your apartment up on your toes. This is really going to be strengthening your calf, but it's also going to be really strengthening your Achilles tendon, because that is, again, one of the weakest parts of our bodies. A lot of basketball players tear that, and it's not fun. I never tore mine, but I tore my ACL, and I know the pain that you would be probably in if you tore that. So believe me, it's not fun. This is something that you really want to do every single day. Walking around on your toes is not going to be considered a massive workout. You don't need to do this every other day. You can do this literally every day because you'd be walking around anyways. So walking around on your toes for maybe let's say 2 or 3 minutes a day, is actually really going to strengthen that tendon. Okay, so this next part is with you sitting on a chair. Now this is if you've recently tore your Achilles and you are trying to rehab it, or if you are just a beginner, maybe younger, maybe in your 10, 11-year-old range. What you want to do is do this without a shoe, and what you want to use is a rubber band, a resistance band, something like this. You want to do this without a shoe because with a shoe it's just going to slide right off like that and it's not going to be fun. But at least with no shoe, you can hook your toes in there, and what you want to do is to get enough resistance so that you want to make it work hard, but at the same time not make it impossible. And what you want to do is to extend and back, extend and back, like if you were just doing toe or heel raises earlier. However, now we're doing it with a resistance band. At least now what you're doing is you can load it up with more than your body weight sometimes. Let's say you've got one of those machines that you can add weights to, you can do the exact same thing. But more for when it comes to rehab, or if you're younger, a slight resistance band is going to help you, because then you're also fighting against going sideways. So I could actually go like this and fighting against going sideways. I can go back the other way, fight going sideways and go straight down. You're working a different part of the muscle at that point, and I really like the resistance bands for that reason. So we're already getting, if we're not rehabbing and we're fine, we're already doing this part of the exercise. So we don't need to do this if we're already doing those toe jumps, or if we're already doing those step ups. What we can do is off to the side and really fight the ability for our foot to go sideways, and that's going to also strengthen our ankles if we're looking to maybe protect against sprained ankles. That itself will also really help that. I hope that this video helps protect you against those Achilles injuries. If it does, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time. All of the equipment that I used in today's videos is linked down below except for that step.